Tony, we know you need to get onto your podcast. Before we let you go, I'm going to hit you up with the receiver question. So for me, Benjamin Victor, just in a few reps against Clemson in particular, showed me flashes of what could be. The receiver play was just abysmal, would be way beyond where I should go with it. But in comparison to what we expect for Ohio State wide receivers, Johnny Dixon had such a huge spring. So who would be the guy? And there can't be one guy. There needs to be 4 or 5. But who would be the one guy that you would think could really emerge?
Well, and that's – I think it'll be Paris Campbell at H-back, just because the nature of the offense, the nature of that position. He can do a bunch of different things. But Benjamin Victor, we asked Zach Smith, about him and why he said he's never had a receiver with this kind of ceiling. And, you ask him why, and he's like, well, he's 6'4", he has a 7-foot wingspan, and he can run like the wind. So, you put that combination together, and, we've seen some highlights out of him, released by the university, by the football team's Twitter accounts and stuff. And we've seen some plays from him already. And he's going to be Zach Smith says he has 6 starters, so Victor is one of those 6. We've seen Johnny Dixon, who's had a sort of a miraculous ascension from almost leaving football, to now, where he's going to be a playmaker on the offense because he can do a lot of different things. He can, they're looking for that deep guy. He could be that deep guy. But when you ask Johnny Dixon who the best deep guy is, he'll tell you Terry McLaurin. And so you've just got all of these different names being mentioned. And if you mention Benjamin Victor, you have to mention Austin Mack, who is the co-starter at the X position. So it's not one guy. It's not 4 guys. Zach Smith tells you, it has to be 6. And they need all 6 because it's 3 rotating in at a time. And if you've got a weak link, the entire unit is weak. And they can't have that. They think they have potential to be the best unit in the nation, the best receiver unit in the nation. And it's not it's more than just one guy stepping up. But the potential is there, but Victor, he's going to be interesting. And just like I said, the nature of the H-back position, Paris Campbell, he's fast, he's big, he's played running back in high school. So it'll be interesting to see how he finally comes into his own at that position, because he's had some issues in the past. And then you've got a young guy like Trayvon Grimes, true freshman, who's still coming along from an ACL, who I've been told, by people who have seen him, that he's the best receiver prospect Ohio State's had in 20 years. So that alone has me interested in watching him. And he's not even been the most impressive freshman receiver in camp. That's been Jalen Harris. So there's a lot of names in there. 6, and from talking to a few people, they have 7 or 8.
Some really strong Ohio State football talk from Tony Gerdeman. Join him on the ozone.net. Follow him on Twitter, where I'm looking at his profile photo right there. It's got a look of Johnny Cash, but I know that's not Johnny Cash. And Tony, the next time I have you on, being a guy that loves the pioneers of rock and roll, rockabilly, and country music as well, I would love to have a discussion with you about that as a side note. But we will let you go this week and keep the suspense up. So, Tony, we appreciate the time.
All right. Anytime. Thank you.